Welcome, sports fans. Welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, Joe Mar,
I'm Rush.
and this is the Sir That Sports TV, the place you guys come to get the best, most interesting, riveting, and hot sports topics, discussions, and debates on the whole entire internet.
Yeah, get that intro right, bro.
Yeah, man.
So, people, again,
I have
we
to
have to
switch
switch
it up
it
a
up.
little to them, bro. I can't
We
switch
have
it
to
up to
switch it
them.
up. We have to switch it up.
Up there.
But yeah, speaking of switching it up, no, we are talking about Wally international football and reggae boys this, reggae boys that. Champions League just gone. But
Mm.
bro, this is this or that sports TV, not
Yeah, yeah.
football sports TV.
Sure,
We
yeah.
have to talk about some NBA, bro. And it is heating up. It's NBA finals time. So, you know, all like a reason. You ask me some questions, me ask you some questions. I'm one of the people them chip in. You know, people get used to things like this. It's the NBA finals. We have to talk about it. We can't help ourselves. We are massive basketball fans. Let's do it, bro. The first question I have for you.
No, and the basketball fans who are gonna watch this, like when I go here, sir, you get me to have some sensible discussion about basketball. To share the video. You get
That's
me I
right.
say make people know what time it is. Anyways, bro. What do I say?
Let's do it. First question I have for you. Who is the best player in the NBA player so far? Who has been the best player so far?
The best player. Yeah, because this was something that I've been, brainstorming about, bro, because I'm here, not that much to do in the days, and I think about some weird stuff. And we see the NBA introduced these whole heap of awards this season, like new conference finals awards and conference finals MVP. The whole miles, them all change up the Larry Brand trophy, make it look nice and pretty. Again, as them do this whole switch up to them award system. And I was like, one award that is missing is a playoff specific MVP.
Hmm.
Not the finals MVP, not the conference finals MVP, but the MVP of the whole playoffs. And that goes to the question that you just asked. Who has been the best player in these playoffs so far? There are a few candidates. Luka Doncic, who has the highest playoff scoring average of all time,
Yeah.
higher than Michael Jordan. Steph Curry bringing his team to yet another finals. Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum has been really good, really consistent, and you know, um, if he plays well in 2 games, he might slump for a bit, but you know that one thing about him, he's going to come back harder the
Guaranteed.
second time.
For
The
sure.
Celtics haven't lost 2 games consecutively in playoffs. However, I think the best player in the playoffs as far it has to go to Jimmy Butler.
Mm.
My
I
oh
agree.
my, Jimmy
Yeah.
Butler has done so much with so little. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy Butler has absolutely carried this Miami team. Like they should not have gone to a game 7 with the Boston Celtics because Boston are longer, they're stronger, they're more talented, and they're younger than
Yeah.
this Miami Heat team. So they have all the advantages that should have brought them to the NBA Finals in 5 or 6 games. But Jimmy Butler's resilience and ability to score 40 points like a joke, like he scored near 15 in game 6.
You
And
almost pull it off, bro. Almost pull it off. Remember, with a three to win the game. Almost pull it off.
yeah, and like the game 7 playing all 48 minutes, and he was literally willing that team forward. You can just see that had he had just a little bit more help, just Bam Adebayo just needed to be that much better. And
Yeah,
Jim
but
Butler would have had what it takes to carry them over home.
bro, Bam needed to be an all-star. You could see that, Jason Tatum was playing like an all-star. Jalen Brown had his moments when he was playing like an
Jason
all-star.
Tatum was playing like a superstar.
There we go.
Yeah,
Marcus Smart was the defensive player of the
all-star.
year in a lot of
Yeah,
the
he,
series.
he played like an all-star. Jason Tatum played like an all-star. Al Horford chipped in sometimes and looked like an all-star. And
Miami
then
needed Bam.
the role players with Grant Williams and Derek White, so on and so forth. Peyton Pritchard came in and shot a few threes a couple of times.
Mhm.
Like the Boston Celtics team is just an overwhelmingly talented team.
Yeah, it shouldn't
And
have gone this far.
the fact that Jimmy Butler managed to do what he did with a banged up Miami Heat team, with his back against the wall, Jimmy Butler always shows that he is an alpha in the NBA. He's not something to be played with. Like one of the best players in the league, a top five player, hands down. I don't care about his regular season numbers. I don't care about um, his apparent lack of skills in certain regards as compared to other top players. I don't care about it. When it comes to his demeanor, his mentality, Jimmy Butler is a top player in the league and he proved it this playoffs.
See
And had he been a playoff MVP, it would have been Jimmy Butler.
see the thing is, bro, it's hard. Because if the question is who is the best player in the NBA this or left so
The
far,
playoffs.
it would have to be Steph Curry. Because Steph Curry is better than Jimmy Butler. But if you're
Or
going to
people
talk,
say
hold on,
Luka Doncic. Some people say Luka better than Steph.
people could say Luka Doncic, but for me, it would have to be Steph Curry. But when
Yeah.
you go on when you go on performance so far, when you go on what you've done is what you have. Steph Curry have a way better team than Jimmy Butler. Because coming into this video, bro, I thought about it and I was led to say Steph Curry. Because Steph Curry, a little bit inconsistent in these playoffs, but the team is so good that even when Steph Curry is not shooting well, even in the last game that they played, even when he's not playing great, they still manage to win the game. But when you think about Jimmy Butler, bro, Bam not playing like an all-star. Tyler Hero wasn't there for majority of the conference finals. Victor Oladipo is a hit and miss. Kyle Lowry is a hit and miss. And this guy takes the Boston Celtics to a game 7. He would definitely be the MVP of the playoffs. Because I was thinking, all right, we spoke about this, and I said the MVP of the playoffs would have to be Jason Tatum. Because then it would be the most valuable player so far. If you take your team to the final, so if Jason Tatum takes his team to the final, he won the game against Miami, which Jimmy Butler played in. Now, if I contributed to winning and you didn't, who is the more valuable player? That is the conversation that I'm trying to have, Like, I hear you on the Jimmy Butler, but Jason Tatum contributed to winning more than Jimmy Butler. So who is more valuable?
So, like we saw the 3 MVP candidates this season. For the regular season would have been Jokic, who ultimately won, Joel Embiid, and Giannis, who I thought was the MVP. Right? None of those 3 players played for the team that possessed the highest record. Right? Devin Booker was top 5 in MVP voting this year, but he wasn't first in MVP voting. Even though you would say Devin Booker contributed the most to his team success, like winning overall games, but winning the most games in the NBA this season. So though Jason Tatum managed to get his team to the conference finals where they should have been, I think that what Jimmy Butler managed to do with what he has is what made him the most valuable player. The fact that Jimmy Butler was able to get to where he is, even though probably don't belong here or didn't belong there, that's what makes him the most valuable player.
I hear it. And again, some of these things are always opinion because you can make an argument for and against. Right? So if the conversation is the most valuable player for the playoffs, then you would kind of look at winning. But then if the conversation is who is the most valuable player to their team, then the conversation changes because take Jason Tatum off Boston Celtics and take Jimmy Butler off Miami Heat, we're looking at that the disparity between those two teams would be totally different.
Celtics would still make the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying.
Miami would be at the bottom of the regular season.
That's what I'm saying. So most valuable to their team, it would have to be Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, but it's the same example with the regular season MVP. Not because your team is the most successful in the regular season means you deserve the MVP. That's the example that I would go on because that would make Devin Booker be number 1 and Chris Paul be number 2. But it was clear that the 3 MVP candidates were the 3 people who were the 3 most valuable players this season, which were Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis. So the winning, yes, that has a lot to do with it. But if Joel Embiid was very successful, in fact, his team, I would say they came 3rd in the NBA, if that makes sense, because Dallas was eliminated before them. So I would say he managed to finish 3rd in the NBA this season. So as it regards to the best player so far in the playoffs, I think it has to be Jimmy Butler. But Jimmy Butler is out. I'll move on to the finals now, bro.
All right, so now this is where the rubber meets the road. And it's Steph Curry versus Jason Tatum, the Celtics versus the Warriors. No, who is a better team, bro? Let's have that conversation before we even talk about who will win it. Who is a better team? Because these Celtics, bro, nothing to play with.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when you ask that question, you are tempted to just, say the Warriors. just innately based on what the Warriors have done for the past decade, yeah, like you just naturally want to say the Warriors. However, when you take in a closer look at it, it's not that easy of a decision. It's
Mhm.
not that easy of a decision. But the Warriors do have Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, who are, dare I say, all-time greats. I don't think the Celtics, as it stands now, has an all-time great on their team. The Warriors have two. And Draymond Green is somewhere in that mix. I don't think Draymond Green is an all-time great, but Draymond Green is a great player. I think we can say that, right? In addition to having a very good system and very good role players, because Jordan Poole
Wiggins.
and Wiggins and Looney. Like Looney has been a monster in the glass all season. He has been a big part of why they've had their success. So really and truly, Warriors have a good team. They're composed very well and they're well coached. Draymond Green is a big part of that with how he orchestrates the play and how he defends, right? And how he pushes the pace. In comparison, though, the Celtics, bro, they're longer,
Yeah.
they're stronger, and
Mhm.
they're younger.
I would say better defensively.
And they're better defensively. Like I don't think you can argue that. Like the Warriors are a very good defensive team. Don't get me wrong. With Jordan Poole and Steph Curry and Andrew Wiggins and Draymond Green and Looney. You
Chasing it
know,
down all game.
yeah, they're very good defenders. But the length, Marcus Smart, Marcus Smart and is it Grant Williams,
Mhm.
right? And then Tatum, Brown, and Horford. That's like a long athletic team that can move, that can switch, and you have people that come off the bench that up the tempo, that keeps the tempo the same level. The Warriors, I don't think, are as versatile defensively. With Steph Curry not being that great of a defender and them being older, Klay Thompson just coming off an injury, so on and so forth. However, the Warriors do have championship experience, which is unparalleled and invaluable in the finals. Like that goes a long way.
And so who do you go for as the best team though? Because you made that, and this is the thing in about opinions and a strong case for both teams. At this point,
All right. So people
who you going to go?
always say defense is more important, but I tend to disagree. Basketball is a high scoring game that is heavily predicated on offense. And offensively, I don't think the Celtics at point guard is good enough. And that is going to be an issue. I think in order to do really well, you need a very, very good point guard, like a top level point guard, and they don't have that. Marcus Smart, I think, is not even necessarily a true point guard per se. You get me? So Marcus Smart was kind of thrusted into the point guard position for defensive duties. I think it works because Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum are very good ball handlers, and as such, they can make them own shots, so on and so forth. But but I think the Warriors are better simply because they have
Yeah,
Steph
yeah.
Curry and Klay Thompson and
That was
experience and a solid point guard.
that was the point I was going to make. This is a stars league, and right now, give me a team with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. I will show you a really really good team. So I think this NBA finals will come down to the stars. It's just which star shine brighter. Now,
Yeah,
defensively, you have to talk about Klay Thompson not being the Klay Thompson we know. So
yeah,
yes, the Warriors is a good defensive team overall, but the matchups you have to look at the matchups. Who's going to guard Tatum? Who's going to guard Jalen Brown? Those are the matches that I'm going to look forward to because we
yeah.
know that Marcus Smart can deal with Steph Curry when in the clutch.
Yeah, that's going to be hard for Steph Curry to match up with. Not only Marcus Smart, but also Jalen Brown.
Right,
Also Grant Williams. Like they'll be throwing a lot of bodies at Steph Curry, so we know that's going to be an issue.
right.
Because keep in
So
mind, keep in mind, one person have to run down Clay, and then you can switch everybody on Steph Curry at different points. So it's going to be hard for Steph Curry. And I worry about Steph Curry how he's going to handle the length of the Boston Celtics team.
yeah,
So I wouldn't be surprised if Steph Curry didn't have a great final series and the Celtics managed to sneak and win it. However, I'm
I don't
picking
see
one.
it, bro. I don't see it. I'm trying to think about it, and I see how the Celtics can pose a challenge to the Warriors, but I just think the Warriors will be too much. Predicted from like conference semifinals that anybody that meets these Warriors. And the thing is, when you can always look and say what is a good team, and in any sport, when you can manage to not play well and still win, that is a sign of a good team. So the Warriors will have games where they're not shooting well, games where they're not playing great, where their stars are not necessarily shining as bright. But they still manage to pull it out, and Jordan Poole goes off and win the game for them. I say, I feel like if Jalen Brown don't turn up,
Get
I feel
19
like
points and 20 rebounds.
here we go. I feel like if Tatum have a bad game, the Celtics are going to lose. If Jalen Brown have a bad game, the Celtics are going to lose. If Marcus Smart fall out in the third quarter, the Celtics are going to lose. If Al Horford go down with that injury, the Celtics are going to lose. I feel like the Warriors have more, and they will just be too much for the Celtics. But bro, before we close out that one, I have to give some predictions. I'm gonna just want to win the NBA Finals. You know many games.
Yeah, 7 games.
This is going to
Seven, yeah, definitely going 7. Like definitely going 7. This Celtics team is not a joke, and Steph Curry is going to have problems scoring in this series, bro. This is not a series for Steph Curry. He's going to have problems scoring in this series. So definitely see this going 7. And I have the Warriors winning narrowly after 7 games. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Celtics managed to pull it off.
Man, I don't know. I think the Warriors will pull this one off in 6. So I got Warriors in 6, you have Warriors in 7. So we both have the Warriors.
Warriors in 7.
I don't think the Celtics will push them that far. I think they will take a game or two of them, but I don't think they will push them to a game 7, bro. Especially with Draymond Green is a winner, bro. If you watch that guy, he know like that's a very smart basketball player. He when it's crunch time, he knows what to do.
Yeah,
I
but
feel
as
like
I said, I have respect for the Celtics team, and I believe that they're very good. And as much as you like it, Steph Curry is still the heart and soul of this Warriors team. The team goes as Steph Curry goes, and I think the length that they will be constantly throwing at Steph Curry, picking him up full court for the whole game, it might give him a bit of problems. So that's why I think this will go 7.
I hear you. Let's say Finals MVP, and people will pick the Warriors, but it's not as straightforward as you think. We've seen the Warriors win
This
championship.
Warriors team, if the Celtics win the NBA, we know that Jason Tatum will be the Finals MVP. However, for the Warriors, it is not as clear cut because I kid you not. Today, when I was watching the award ceremony for the brand new Larry Bird Eastern Conference Finals MVP, everyone knew who would have gotten it, right? It was a mere formality. But when I was watching the Warriors ceremony, like you could see that they were looking around like who is it going to be? Like you could see that Steph Curry wasn't sure that it was going to be him, as compared to Jason Tatum today, who it was all but certain that it would have been him. So the Finals MVP, if the Warriors win, it won't be as clear cut because Andrew Wiggins played a very good series. You know, Klay Thompson had a few outrageous games. So
Bro, we've seen it. We've seen it. We've seen the Warriors win a championship and Steph Curry not be the Finals MVP.
Yeah, well, besides the 2 Kevin Durant ones, I think when Andre Iguodala won Finals MVP,
that should have been Steph Curry's.
Yeah, that should have been Steph Curry's Finals MVP. That was, I don't know, but as we said, it's LeBron's league, and Andre Iguodala managed to limit LeBron to about 35 points per game. so because he managed to do that, he was awarded the Finals MVP. But I still think that was Steph Curry's Finals MVP. I think in the second year when they won with KD, I believe that Steph Curry should have also won that Finals MVP.
Could have.
But so I hope Steph Curry finally gets his Finals MVP. You know, but with this Warriors team, it's not hard and fast because I do think Steph Curry might struggle in this one.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. I hear you. Very good point. People, that's our NBA video. NBA Finals video. Who do you think will take it home? Who do you think will be MVP of the NBA Finals this year, people? Nice good discussion. Hope you guys enjoyed it. For all the basketball fanatics out there. Nice good video. And talk to us in the comment section. Share the video. Share the video to the people that you know like basketball. Because we know we have a lot of football people over here, a lot of reggae boy fans over here, but we want to talk to the NBA people same way, bro.
Dre Anywhere did I try challenge me, or did I try ask me a basketball question in the last video? We couldn't get to it because we were having such a heated football discussion. But we want to reach a point, because I know that there are basketball fans in this country. We want to reach a point where we can go live with 100 people and talk about basketball too. You get me? I say people, so the basketball people who watch this, like, share it. Get us 5 subscribers exclusive for basketball content. Comment and say I subscribed to see more basketball content. And what do you think this other sports TV will do? Provide more content.
We
So
that.
that's simple. But yeah,
Yeah.
man. With that said, this was this other sports TV.
On the road.
Yeah, yeah.